nightfall at Chartres Cathedral at the end of the pilgrimage, and there's this wonderful light show which I thought I'd share with you. So I'm going to be quiet and leave you to watch the show. What a way to end this wonderful pilgrimage. Beautiful mass earlier, now this spectacular light show.
Bonjour! Možete slučajno preoboditi. Ti gledaš ovo, manje... Bonjour!
A je, da, bilo je stvarno,
Vidio. A već se Par imali nešto brzo. Ja ti možeš doći pucat za onu krvinu. Ne znam koji će vam biti u sobi. Gavec. Vidio. Ima davan barova. Aha, rolio. A nije tu.
A ne tu je, aha. A dobro.
Ne znam, čekaj neko tu je. To bi tak, to bi bio, ovo je to. A lijepo je ovo, da. Kažem, turizmi je... Iskreno, radije bi da ovako dođu vlaci Katedrala nego iznutra. Šta? Pa ne, pa ovo glupo turizmi dođe unutra pa će se reći... Gledaj iznutra. Ok, ovo je lijepo. Ajde, ovo je... Već kraj. Ne bi jako ne voli biti kraj.
That is a wow moment.
Znate vi da je ovo samo svjetlost? Nije. Svi vi ovo vidite? Wow. Ono vrijeme je bilo dosta jako.
Tak se ja vidio svećenika na misi. Ovak je meni propoved izgledala. 13-toricu sam ih vidio napred. 3 mjeseca su bila.
Ne znam, moj vidjak. Znate šta je rekao biti?
Vidite na ulicu.
Da na sve mogu.
not all my family could make it, so hello to you at home watching. Next year we're all doing it. No getting out of it. Actually, I think exams are a good reason, but next year we'll all do it. Perhaps some of you watching would like to take part next year. I'll be meeting up with Mark and Gavin a bit later this week to have a bit of a debrief and to talk through the pilgrimage in a bit more detail, the history of the pilgrimage and my experience of it this year, so that you might think about registering next year. You'll need to register. It's not something you can just... I know some of you have asked, can we just turn up? So it's not something you can just turn up to. Yeah, we've got some builders now, it looks like. Hello, Barry Johnson. Dennis McCarthy. Hello to you here at Chartres Cathedral at the end of the 3-day pilgrimage. We arrived earlier to a beautiful mass. And here it's almost 11 p.m. Lots of tired pilgrims watching the light show on the face of Chartres Cathedral. Right, no complaints about my recording because I'm absolutely spent. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you very much for your support and prayers. What I need is a good night's sleep. Look at that, wow. No, quite right. It didn't rain that much this year. We were very blessed with the weather. There was some rain, but it was light all through the night. The worst problem today was the heat. It got very warm today, and there was quite a large section of the walk was exposed, and so a number of people did crash out fainting. So the guards, the supervisors had to go around telling everyone to drink water and wear hats because there's been too many casualties. Thanks be to God, our party were all right. But it is very much something that seems that the difficulty level would be affected by the weather. I know last year, the first day was raining heavily. Look at that. Beautiful. You're very welcome, Linda. I know some of you have asked for a glimpse and insight because either you are thinking of making the journey yourself or you know that you can't. Well, I hope I've given you a sense of what it's like on the Chartres pilgrimage. And here we are on the final night with the light show. Thank you very much for your prayers. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Pope Francis would be very impressed. And now it changes again. Look at that, it's beautiful. No complaints about my shaky camera work. Hello.
Hello. You're right, sorry.
Oh, that's Michael. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
How's it going?
Good, yeah, just showing the viewers the light show, and I like it very much. Do you like it?
It's gorgeous.
Is it different every year? I presume it is.
No.
I've got a stalwart with me.
No, it's
Who?
by all means.
Go on.
I mean, it's the same every year, but it's still
Impressive.
good and impressive every year.
That's amazing. So they've had the saints. Unfortunately, my eyesight being as shoddy as it is, I was trying to see. We've had the building.
Yeah.
The builders flying around. Wonderful. Where's the party? Over there.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I think it just
It's
makes
amazing.
it really beautiful at night. Really exemplifies the beautiful bits of the cathedral.
Yeah, it does. I'm surprised there's not. I think a lot of people had to go home, didn't they? There's a slowly building crowd, but it's not packed out.
It was lovely. It's a really nice crowd.
Yeah, it's a wonderful crowd. There's still a lot of
It
priests
feels
around.
really kind of hospitable. Everybody's kind of, a lot of them will be pilgrims from the pilgrimage, so, it just kind of makes it draws people to the cathedral.
Yeah, it does.
Which is
Yeah,
really nice.
yeah. Yeah, God bless them. All the pilgrims hobbling into the square.
Yeah.
Sore feet, aching bones, and here they are. The end of
So on
this.
previous occasions, we've sat and watched this about like 6 or 8 times,
Yeah.
and then made our way to the pub.
I'm absolutely exhausted. Look at that now. Now, who's that
But you
flying
don't
up the
feel-
side of the cathedral, Michael? Your eyesight's going to have to do better than me.
It's an angel.
Okay. Is it your very namesake?
No, I don't know, maybe.
Here we
St.
are.
Michael features pretty heavily, but
Yeah.
possibly.
Oh.
I mean, the crypt is very old, isn't it? The cathedral itself is a very ancient site of even pre-Christian faith.
Tell us about Our Lady's Veil.
I don't know. Are you interviewing me? Is this
No,
like
no.
a
I mean, we're just chatting.
quasi-interview?
No, not at all. I'm not
Um,
filming any. I'm not filming. I think my viewers will be happy to see a break from me. I'm just filming the light show, but we're
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
like
okay.
football commentators,
I
Michael.
mean, I don't think I bring any special expertise other than it's Our Lady's Veil, which is we obviously don't have a relic of Our Lady because she was assumed into heaven. But the things that she handled are obviously a priceless relic of the church. So
Yeah.
her veil, we talked about the mantle of Our Lady, which surrounds us and protects us. So that's what I think of whenever I think of our veil. I mean, but that's important. But yeah.
Yeah, there's so much history to the. I haven't got into that these last few days, just reporting on the walk itself. But we'll catch up this week at some point, a couple of us, and talk a bit more about the history of the pilgrimage. Having got through it, it's tough. I suppose it should be tough, shouldn't it? Oh, look, there we are. Look at this now. There's Our Lady.
I think what's different about a lot of light shows in churches is that this one seems to be not contrary to the faith.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, there's no helter-skelter
Not really, no.
or discotheque. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's in line with the faith.
I mean, kind of quasi-historical and the imagery's nice.
And it's just beautiful because if you look around, you've got all these people. Not all will be pilgrims, and they're gathering from the streets around, tourists into the country,
Yeah,
and find themselves drawn to this beautiful cathedral.
yeah.
Which is, through these images I see, telling us some of the history of the place. Yes, that's right, Christine. Tomorrow we have the Mass of the English, which is usually held in the crypt, isn't it? But it's not this year.
It's not this year, no.
Not allowed. Am I right?
Pass.
Don't know. Pass.
Don't know.
No one's saying it's not being held in the crypt of Chartres this year. Anyway, it's at a nearby church. So make of that what you will.
I think the crypt's very ancient. I think there's kind of almost I don't know, you probably talk about there's kind of like a pagan or pre-Christian cultus that seems to prefigure Our Lady in some way. So the cathedral is on that site. The crypt is beautiful. I think the cathedral has the veil of Our Lady's been divided, and there's a relic present in the crypt, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, was what we saw on the carried in procession for during the mass at the conclusion of the.
Oh, I don't know about the tricolour flag. Anyway, yeah.
But there's also a more typical reliquary in the main cathedral, which has Our Lady's veil. But then there's a smaller reliquary in the crypt, which has Our Lady's veil as well, which was in the procession.
Yeah, I think anyone tuning in now may have seen an earlier video where I showed some of, but not all of, the lengthy and wonderful procession, which included this little relic of Our Lady's veil, followed close behind by Bishop Schneider. No, that's not true. Bishop Schneider, then the relic. It's very impressive how they do this, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. Get out of the way. It's all getting a bit Harry Potter. Thank you very much, Peter, for your advice on the saw calves. Not too bad, actually. I mustn't complain because I was moved almost to tears when I was kneeling at Mass and saw a young girl in front of me who I'd seen walking, bright young thing, smiling, cheerful throughout. And as she sat down and knelt, I could see the back of her ankles, and they were cut and bleeding. And how people would, how many people were just struggling on. My own daughter had got terrible blisters. I said, "Are you sure you're okay to carry on?" She said, "Everyone's feet are hurting," and just got on with it. Just wonderful strength. Hello, James.
Hello.
I've been asking Michael questions and putting him on the spot
Oh.
because I'm recording the light show.
James will actually be able to answer their
I said we're
questions.
like football commentators. I'm not actually showing anyone on camera, but talking about the show, I was asking if it was the same every year,
It's the same every year. Well, every year I've been going. Yeah.
which is a lot, by the way. This is our chapter leader, captain, I think we call him.
Chef,
Chef.
apparently. Chef de Chapitre.
Well, the only thing I got from
If
him was
you-
an onion ring. So. It's telling a story.
The Second World War bit was there was certain bombers that were instructed to bomb this cathedral,
Right.
and those bombers refused to do it because of the significance that this is the reliquary of Our Lady's mantle.
Yeah. Wow. They refused.
Yeah,
That's
the pilots
wonderful.
just refused to bomb this.
Well, that's
cathedral.
right. You see, that's right authority. That's doing the right thing. Wonderful. What's the story of Our Lady's mantle coming here? 800s, was it? Something like that?
It was brought by, from what I understand, it was brought here by, Mary Magdalene, as they were converting France. It was brought here by that. And I think at one stage it was taken away again, and Charlemagne brought it back.
Right,
But
okay.
this cathedral was built as a reliquary of Our Lady's veil. And it's not just Our Lady's veil,
Right.
but it is also the swaddling clothes. So Our Lady removed the inner veil from her head, because in those times you wore two veils, and she removed the inner veil and wrapped baby Jesus in her veil. And that's the relic that is in this cathedral.
Around which this cathedral was built.
Yes.
Wow.
So this is actually a reliquary as
This is
opposed
a
to
reliquary,
a
yeah.
cathedral.
Gosh, you see? Fascinating insights from the man in the know.
But there's, this year is this 1000th anniversary of the crypt, where when Catholicism was spreading across France, they came across this Druid sect, or this pagan sect, who worshipped the Virgin Mother of the God to come.
Right.
which was clearly Our Lady and Jesus, and that was on this site, on the site of the crypt. And so once Catholicism met up with these druids, or pagans, if you like, they built a small chapel on the site of the crypt, which is now called Our Lady of the Underground, Our Lady Souterre.
Right.
And the cathedral was built above it after they then received Our Lady's veil. And then there's two other shrines in here. There's one called Our Lady of the Pillar, which is a miraculous statue that people come and pray at, and have their rosaries blessed by touching the rosaries against the pillar. And then above the south door of the cathedral, there is a stained glass window called the Blue Lady, which is an image of Our Lady where even now, with modern science, they still can't recreate the blue in the stained glass. And if you pray to her long enough, she smiles at you, apparently.
Wow, really?
So there you go. If
I
you
love
have
this.
enough faith and you pray to her enough and you watch her enough, she'll give you a smile.
I love that. Yeah, France has a wonderful history. You know, this idea of baptizing those pagan, I suppose, instincts, but unbaptized. And the Marian shrines, the Marian sites around France are worth following, the pattern of them and where they sprung up.
I guess it's like some of the meditations we've been reading on this pilgrimage, in that everyone is built in the image and likeness of God, and you have this desire to be with God, whether you want to recognize it or not. Your soul wants to be with God.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have these moments in your life where you want to connect with something, and that's just God's calling.
Yeah, that's that innate instinct.
Yeah.
Our hearts are restless, as St. Augustine says, until they rest in God. Woo!
So you may or may not want to know that there's another light show on the south door of the cathedral.
I'm happy to know that, but I have to ask you, because someone's just asked a question. How old is the Chartres pilgrimage, and why did it start?
Well, this particular Chartres pilgrimage is 40. This is the 43rd pilgrimage.
Right.
But the actual original pilgrimage is a medieval pilgrimage, and originally, if you received a degree in any of the major European universities in the medieval time, you would not receive your degree unless you completed the pilgrimage from Paris to Chartres.
Oh, really? Well, listen to that.
And Chartres is still one of the cathedrals where you can still get knighted in things like the Our Lady of the Immaculate Knighthood and the Knights of Malta.
Yeah.
It's one of those ancient cathedrals that still knights that ancient group that believe in chivalry, really, and knighthood and everything that goes with being a knight, which is not just swords and armour, but actually a way of life.
A way of life, yeah. And a way that we've lost, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons why this pilgrimage and the traditional masses generally are populated by young men often. Someone was saying that there's a lot of young men on this pilgrimage, because I suppose that sense of chivalry, they want this calling. You know, there's there's a lot of young men being drawn to Islam, and I've heard young men say, well, you know, it calls something out of me, and they don't know that it's what they've been created for. They don't know about their own faith.
Well, I think Islam teaches a certain traditional element of faith that Christianity no longer teaches.
Yeah.
That's the reality. It's like I've heard lots of my friends talk about Ramadan and how Ramadan is a penance and teaches charity and love and repentance, and it's like, do you not realise that that is actually the whole reason for Lent?
Yes.
And Ramadan actually came from Lent, and the whole idea of the new moon. The new moon is Easter, and Easter is fixed to the Sunday after the new moon. So all of these connections, which Islam think that they created, actually come from Christianity, because ultimately all of those original Islamists and even Muhammad himself were Aryans, and they just followed the idea of Bishop Arian, where they were essentially Christian, but they just didn't believe that Christ was truly the Son of God.
Yeah.
He was just the adopted Son of God. And so this whole sort of other faith just spreads from that.
Yeah, it's a Christian heresy,
Yeah.
Islam, although it's not a popular thing to say. And I remember hearing about the Catholics, the Christians, well, I mean, it would only have been Catholic pre-Reformation, would sort of laugh at the Muslims for breaking their fast at night when the sun set, because the Catholics were so much more hardcore in their fast. And here we are now having, you know, a situation where bishops are praising Ramadan and saying, look how self-disciplined they are. But it's all there. I think it's all there in our faith.
What they forget is that whilst you in Islam you break your fast at sundown, they then go into a full and spectacular feast.
Yeah, many
each
gain
night.
weight during Ramadan.
Whereas actually the original Christian fast is, yes, you broke your fast at sundown, but your breaking your fast was still only bread and vegetables, and still only the portion of one meal.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a feast.
Yeah.
It was still a massive penitential fast of bread and vegetables, no meat, no fish, no eggs, no animal products, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Ramadan's like massively relaxed that whole principle.
Well, this pilgrimage teaches us all something very important that we've lost, that how comfortable and easy life has become, and when it does, we lose sight of those things of value. I'm going to give James a break now and bring an end to this, just to share with you that final light show at the end of this 2-day pilgrimage. Thank you for accompanying me, praying for all of us here as we've been praying for you, our viewers. It's wonderful to hear so many of you interested in taking part in Chartres next year. You do need to register, you can't just turn up. And I know many of you can't attend, so you're appreciative of a little glimpse that I've been able to give you. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to James, who I'm sure we'll speak to again, who's been guiding us so wonderfully over these past 2 days. My daughter just left earlier on the train, my elder daughter, and she was saying if it wasn't for James leading the rosary and leading the prayer, she would have struggled to keep going. So he's carried us through. So thank you to James, and I'm going to end it there. Thanks for tuning in. God bless.